Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today you'll be learning a poem written by Toru Dutt. The poem is called as Sonnet. The speaker in Dutt's poem lists the many different kinds of flora that are in the home's garden before remarking on how beautiful they are and how they have an intoxicating effect, implying that the garden is akin to a primitive Eden. So, before we begin with the poem, let us know something about the poet. Toru Dutt was an English and French language Bengali poet and translator from British India. She is one of the pioneers of Indo-Anglian writing. She is well known for her works of poetry in English, including Asian Ballads and Legends of Hindustan of 1882. Her poetry focuses on themes of nationalism, nostalgia, and loneliness, and she passed away at the age of 21. So now let's start with the poem. A sea of foliage girds our garden round, but not a sea of dull, unvaried green. Sharp contrasts of all colors here are seen. The light green graceful tamarinds abound amid the mango clumps of green profound, and palms arise like pillars grey between and over the quiet pools. The seamals lean, red, red, and startling like a trumpet sound. The poetess observes a sea of foliage. Foliage meaning leaves, especially growing leaves, all the leaves on a particular plant or tree. A sea of foliage is nothing but a stretch of foliage as vast as the sea. Toru Dutt presents a beautiful description of the garden in the octave. The garden is surrounded by a sea of green leaves, but the greenery is not dull green. There are different kinds of contrasted colors in this garden. There are different trees, tamarinds of light green color in the midst of a cluster of mango trees which are of deep green color. The tall palm trees are standing between these trees and look like pillars of grey color. The seamal trees lean over the calm pools of water. These are of red color and the movement of their leaves gives us a shrill noise like that of a wind instrument, like the trumpet. Like a sudden piercing trumpet scream, the beautiful red color of the blossoms on the seamal tree surprises people. But nothing can be lovelier than the ranges of bamboos to the eastward when the moon looks through their gaps and the white lotus changes into a cup of silver. One might swoon, drunken with beauty then, or gaze and gaze on a primeval Eden in amaze. The lines of bamboo trees that are developing toward the eastern edge of the garden, according to the poetess, are the most beautiful. The scene is so enthralling that one might almost pass out as the moon shines through the bamboo trees and the white lotus appears to be a silver cup. The view is so alluring that one might almost faint from its beauty or gaze in awe at what appears to be the Garden of Eden, the first garden that God created for Adam and Eve when the moon shines through the bamboo trees and when the white lotus looks like a silver cup. Toru Dutt describes the tamarinds, cluster of mango trees, palm trees, and seamal trees. Here she says that the ranges of bamboos through the gaps of which the moon peeps are the loveliest. The blooming lotus flower floods like a cup of silver The natural beauty is enough for us to swoon. We may go on gazing in amazement at the Asian garden, which is as beautiful as the Eden garden in heaven. The poem is a simple lyric poem, one which seeks merely to describe the pleasure and beauty that the speaker finds in her garden home. It is organized in a way that effectively conveys the momentum and importance of various images through the sonnet form, and it uses more simple vernacular English than the poems of Dutt's translations. I do hope you have understood this beautiful poem. In case you have any doubts, you can comment below. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel for more interesting videos. Thank you and stay safe.